Okay. I'm going to give a couple minutes here for people to sign on. Um, when I started this, I was on the wrong, signed in as the wrong person. So, hi, Jason. So we're going to give a couple minutes here for people to... Hi, Sandra, you're back. Yay. Just sharing this out here a little bit. Um, okay, so now that I'm on the right camera, or the right person, we'll go ahead and get started here. Um, I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. Actually, I'm still not sure if I know what we're going to talk about all together tonight. But one thing we're going to talk about is um, the 7 rays for 7 days. And the 7 energy rays is something that I teach as part of the Paths of the Masters. Um, we're gonna change that up a little bit, and we're just gonna do, for 7 days, we're gonna do an introduction to each ray, and the energy rays have different attributes to them. They're associated to the chakras. They're different colors than the chakras are. So we're going to learn a little bit about the rays, what we can use them for here in this lifetime, the ascended masters that are associated to those rays. We're going to do some meditations. I'm going to pre-record meditations, and we'll post them each day for the 7 days. The energy rays have a day of the week that's associated to that energy ray. So of course we're going to do that ray for that day. And Sunday we'll start with the first ray, which is the blue ray, which is the throat chakra, and we're going to learn, how the blue ray can help us. And this is going to be brief. I'm going to share some different things throughout the day. We'll have the meditation to connect with the Ascended Master of the blue ray, the throat chakra, and then we'll do just a short live each day. I'm not 100% sure what time we'll do the lives. We'll fit them in throughout the week, and it'll probably be different times. So that's what we're going to do with the 7 rays for 7 days. I know people have been asking. Hello, Teresa. So we'll talk about that. We'll get the basics. We'll begin to work with those rays and how they can benefit you in your daily life. And I think tonight, we're going to talk a little bit also about the Ascended Masters. And as I've said, I work with the Ascended Masters, and it started out that for me, I had a connection to Sethius. When Sethius birthed into spirit, you know, he was my physical teacher, and he would talk to me after he left. I was pissed off. I was mad because here I am, you know, I finally found my path in this lifetime, and then my teacher up and leaves. And even though I connected with him very quickly, and had some amazing experiences working with him without a physical body, I was still upset. So one day, you know, I wouldn't listen to him. He wanted me to do some things, and no. So he sends Saint Germain to me, and boy, it's difficult to not allow that energy to come in, because the violet flame permeate. I just this flame that. So when I started to work with Saint Germain and Sethius together, the energy of the Ascended Masters just opened up for me, and it's very unique. So right now we're gonna go ahead and connect with the Ascended Masters. You know, this is something that I don't do every time, but I like to do at the beginning of a class, 10 minutes into a class, because it'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. So we're going to go ahead and just take a few minutes here. We're going to connect with the Ascended Masters. So get yourself comfortable, and you know, if you can, feet flat on the floor, palms facing up. And as I speak their names, see if you can feel the energy of the Ascended Masters as they come in. And what's really cool about the Ascended Masters, they can be here with me, they can be in your home with you, they can be in Europe, they can be in China, they can be in Argentina, all at the same time. So the energy, when I call them in, everyone that's listening is going to benefit from this. So again, just take a few deep breaths, and as I say their names, as I speak their names, see if you can begin to feel the energy of the Ascended Masters coming in. And something that is new for me that I've been working with, you know, we used to go out. We used to go to the causal plane to connect with the Ascended Masters. I'm going to my heart center to connect with the Ascended Masters. So that's something that is a conscious work for me, because the programming has been to go to the causal plane. I spoke those words so many times that when I begin to call in the Ascended Masters, I automatically go to the causal plane. So now I'm working with, I go to my heart space, I go to my heart center to connect with the Ascended Masters. I go to my heart space to connect with the Ascended Masters. I send my love and gratitude to Serapis Bay, Adama, Draw Cool, El Moria, Lord Lanto, Lady Christine, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Saint Germain, Jesus, Buddha, Kuthumi, Paul the Venetian, Ilarion, Lady Nada, Sanat Kumara, Maitreya, Sandalphon, No Eyes, Viawamus, and Sethius. And the archangels, Metatron, Michael, Ariel, Raphael, Gabriel, Muriel, Zadkiel, Zophkiel, and Camiel. Just sit in this energy for a few minutes. Continue breathing. And we're going to talk about Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin's an ascended master, pink energy, works with the heart chakra, mercy, compassion. Kuan Yin, for me, when I speak the name Kuan Yin, I see her come in, and she's typically with a dragon, that's the way that I see her when she comes in with this dragon. And the energy of Kuan Yin to me is very soothing, compassionate, loving, and very powerful. And Kuan Yin also works with Saint Germain, and helped to anchor the violet fire as well. So we can work with each of these ascended masters and get to know them. And as I said, the 7 rays for 7 days. We're going to talk about the Chohans of the 7 rays. And I've got some bugs out here tonight that keep eating my face up. So the Chohans of the 7 rays are the ascended masters who have agreed to carry the light, to carry the flames for humanity till humanity's ready to carry them. And we're in the age where we're in this age now. I have somebody trying to sign. Let me answer this real quick here. We're in this age right now that humanity is ready to step up and carry these flames again. There's somebody trying to sign in here that's having some difficulty, so I just sent him a message. But again, humanity's ready to carry these flames. We're ready to, because we're working on our own ascension. So we're at a place now where it's time. It's time for us to step up and do what we came here for. So the Ascended Masters are here to help us. They're here to work with us. They're here to teach us. And and as we move through this new age, this age that began in 2012, what people called the shift of 2012, it was a dawning of a new age, and the ascended masters, they're here with us now to help us bring in this new energy, to level up, for each of us to work on our own personal ascension. And I spoke a few weeks ago that I woke up one day and I was getting ready to do a live, and no, I was getting ready to do a class, and I was working on a meditation, and they threw this at me, that our ascension in this lifetime is not about leaving the physical body. What we're working towards as humanity is to raise our vibration and to carry this light and be less of a physical being, and ascend in this lifetime, but keep the physical body. And again, the physical body won't be as dense. Right now, this physical body it's dense. It's like, yeah. But as we grow, as humanity moves along and our light bodies change, we're going to be less dense. And our ascension is to bring in this energy. It's what each of us have agreed to do. And we're here to help Mother Earth ascend. And Mother Earth is moving into this next phase of evolution. So it's like we've agreed as in spirit, we've agreed to come in as humans and to change, to change the energy of the world. We've created many, many things, some good, some not so good. And now we're here, we're in these physical bodies, and it's time for us to manifest a new age, a new dawn. Many teachers talk about, each day being a brand new day. When we wake up, you can choose, you can make that conscious choice to do things different today than you did yesterday. And we always want to look at how can we move forward as spiritual beings with a physical body and bring in this energy. I'm holding a couple crystals here. These are crystals that I use when I do distance sessions, distance healing, and I'm holding them tonight because something that I want to teach people about healing is, when you sit and listen to me, you're receiving a healing session, however that may be. And again, whenever I do a distance session, these two crystals are the crystals that I hold. One is an Auralite 23, and it's a newly found crystal that was found in 2013, I believe. And the other is a quartz with lepidolite on the tip, and or lithium on the tip. I'm sorry, and they're very carry pretty good energy there. So I'm holding them tonight to help to amplify the healing that's coming out. And any time that you sit and listen to any of the teachers that are bringing their work out today, you're also receiving healing from those teachers. And I don't know that that's talked about enough. You don't have to have the hands physically laid on to receive the healing. We're all healers. We're all conduits of this universal life force energy. It flows through us, it flows in us, it flows around us. And so here we are, and as I'm speaking, this energy is flowing through, And there's not an intent to heal anyone. Um, it's just a radiant love and a radiant light that's coming out, and it reaches everyone. Uh, the words are merely, a mechanism to bring people in. Um, when you do a meditation, many times you don't hear all the words because the words are only the tool to get you there. Um, as you go into the meditation, the energy is what's taking and doing the work. The words no longer do the work. Carolyn said the dream was being told to easily get to the top of a sheer cliff. This morning's messages after walking was release imprinted limitations. Absolutely. Many of us have these limitations that we put on ourselves. When we're born, we're given a set of rules. We're given a playbook, pretty much, and we take that playbook and we learn it, and we move through our life with it. Today, it's about releasing that. I agree with Carolyn 100%. Release the imprinted limitations. Bye, Therese. Have a good evening. And Jason, yes, the Christ consciousness, the energy that comes in with the Christ consciousness is very healing. It's the work that many healers are being a part of. But there's many other energies coming in now than even the Christ consciousness. And in 2012, there were new energies that were released to Earth for this leveling up and for humanity's ascension. And daily, these energies, for the last couple of months, and I've talked about this before, the energies coming in are intense. They're coming in fast. They are. Some people are not able to bring the energy in and ground it. Many people aren't. You're still getting the upgrades in your light body, and because of that, as light workers, those of us that are here, that are awake, that are conscious of what's happening, when we see our brothers and sisters that are waking up, be that conduit for them. Allow them to see your light, and let them know that it's safe and it's okay. Shirley Ann, I need a healing so bad right now. I've been feeling so sick, so down and high with anxiety and emotions. Shirley, I would say to begin with, ground. You want to ground that energy. Tell yourself that it's 2018 and you're safe. Anxiety is something that many people are going through right now. Anxiety, stress, depression, and a lot of this is from the energy that's coming in from this leveling up for humanity, and the emotions. The ascension symptoms, or there's an emotional roller coaster ride going on with a lot of people. Release it. You don't want to hold any of it in. When we hold our emotions in, we begin to give illness a place to take hold. So allow those emotions to flow. Again, if it's you want to try to stay centered in love when you're allowing the emotions to come out, because sometimes emotions are not always for. Emotions don't always come out in a positive light. Sometimes we get angry when we let out the emotions because we don't know how to release them in other ways. Sometimes we just cry. When I started to become conscious of who I was and the path that I was on, I cried for months. I would go and sit in circle, and before any words were spoken, I'd start to cry, When the circle was over, I'd still be crying. Um, Allow those emotions to flow. And again, grounding. We've got to be grounding. So I'm sitting outside again tonight. I've got my bare feet. My feet are on the ground. Um, ground. Grounding is the most important thing right now that we can be doing as a human. Um, and I'm going to share some more things. When we were on the Resilient Readers page, I was sharing some things about grounding. I'm going to share some of those here on Divine Collaboration because I believe that they're that important. We should all be grounding at this point. Sandra. Yeah. And again, we want to watch our words because even though a lot of times it's just a word, the way the word is spoken can change the energy of what we're talking about. So correct. Instead of using the word negative, I use challenging. And for me, and this is something that I've worked on and I continue to work on, is to move away from duality. We can, in this lifetime, today, the energy that's here today, we can learn all of our lessons from a place of love, from this heart space. If we learn to process everything in love, and move away from dualities, move away from light and dark, positive and negative, masculine and feminine, and take away the duality and become love and only be love. We can learn all the lessons that we need to learn from that heart space and from the love space. Another person that I'm friends with, and I love her teachings, Lynn Renee McDonald. She speaks a lot about that love and that heart space. And listen to, if you get a chance, listen to Lynn and hear what she has to say about love. It's there's different ways of teaching the same thing, and that's why I encourage everyone. Listen to as many of the teachers out there that you can. Learn from each one. Feel whatever resonates with you. Whatever, when you hear the words, if it resonates well with you, put it into your toolbox. If it doesn't resonate, allow it to flow through you. Just let it come in this ear and out this ear. Robert, I think all emotions had a positive message to serve us when they first came in, but then we turn away and put them in a dark place. Absolutely. When we start to stack those emotions and bury them because we don't want to look at them, is when we start to have the issues with them not being from love, because we've buried them for too long. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I didn't have a lot of junk buried. Like I said, I cried for months. I would sit in circle and cry. I would sit at home and cry. I would be driving down the road and cry. You know what? It's okay. Just cry. Let that out. You hold it in. Good things don't come from holding those emotions in. So let it go. Just allow it to flow. And I'm sure there's going to come a day when I'm sitting here on camera and something triggers me, and I'm going to be like, oh, here it comes. And I'm just going to cry. And because that's authenticity as well. When you feel it, when it comes up, let it go. However that works out for you. Shirley, there's... I don't know if you're interested in a distance session or not. We can talk about that. PM me later, and because I do some healing sessions distant, and I'm told they feel as good when we're not together as they do when we're together. So again, if you want to PM me and we can talk about that, that would be okay. Okay, we talked a little bit about the Ascended Masters, the Seven Rays. What do you guys want to talk about? Somebody give me something that they want to hear about tonight. You're welcome, Shirley Ann. What are the seven rays? Okay, the seven energy rays. Um, Many people are familiar with the chakras. There's seven chakras. Um, the seven chakras begin, and they refract through the prism. I've got a bunch of clear quartz here. So if it was, if we had some good light here right now, the light would refract through this crystal, and it would come out in seven colors, the colors of the rainbow. And in art, in school, we learned that an easy way to remember those seven colors is Roy G. Biv: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Um, when and that light begins here. The seven rays. The first ray is the blue ray, and the light refracts from the blue ray, from the blue prism, from the blue ray, and it comes out into the seven rays, and they are blue, yellow, pink, white, green, purple and gold, and violet. And they're not in the same order as the seven chakras. So the first ray is the throat chakra, and again, that's blue. The second ray is the crown chakra, and that's yellow. The third ray is the heart chakra, and that's pink. Those three rays together, when you learn and work with those three rays, they form the threefold flame of Christ in your heart, and that heart center that when they ignite, the energy is something very interesting. It's Christ energy, and okay, so that's the first three. The fourth energy ray is white, and that's the root chakra. The fifth is the third eye, and it's green. The sixth is the solar plexus, and it's purple and gold. And the seventh is the sacral chakra, and that is violet. So again, the seven rays are energy rays that are here for humanity. They're here to help us, and there's wisdom contained within each ray. And as we go through these seven rays, we'll learn more about each one and how they can work with us. Now, there's more rays than the seven rays. Just like there's more than seven chakras, there's also more than seven energy rays right now. Because of the energy that's coming in for humanity and for Mother Earth, there's more rays available to us now than what there were. And one of the rays that I work with is the platinum ray. Now we're getting away from the seven rays, but the platinum ray is the ascension ray. And it's absolutely, Robert, the rays are alive and responsive. When you begin to work, and the violet flame, the seventh ray, that's the one that for me has had the most impact. But when I began to feel the seventh ray, when I began to feel the violet fire, it's an energy that is hard to describe. and the violet fire, the seventh energy ray, transmutes anything. If you have an issue going on, you can give it over to any of the rays to transmute it. But the seventh ray, is just, the violet fire is what I work with the most, and very alive and very responsive. It's when I do a healing session, I always bring in the violet fire, just because it transmutes so many different things for people, and it's very healing. But back to the platinum ray. Platinum ray is the ascension ray, and it's here for humanity right now. It's been made available to us, and it's the Earth star. So the connection, here we are. This platinum ray has come in, and it's in the Earth star. So it's not out here. It's beneath our feet in Mother Earth. So as we learn to work with the platinum ray, and Ascended Master Sethius comes in on the platinum ray. So it's he releases the seeds of light that are within our Earth star, and that platinum ray carries that energy back up through our chakras. Okay, Shelley asked, tell us about the energies coming in and what the ascension means. A connection with Morgan to Ascended Masters from what I'm aware of, Kuan Yin and Shiva. Okay, so Shelley, the energies coming in are all about ascension for humanity. And I spoke a little bit about this earlier. To me, in my head, I felt, okay, well, for someone to ascend, they have to die. They have to leave the physical body. And that's not what it's about in this lifetime. Our ascension in this lifetime is to raise our vibration and to be embodied in this physical form, but to raise our vibration enough to move into the next planes of there's 7 earth planes within Earth. Many of us, are in the 3rd and 4th earth plane. Some of us reach into the 5th. Monks into the 6th. The 7th earth plane is all light. It's the physical body is transformed, and it's not dense anymore. It's a light body. And Katie Anna uses the term Homo spiritus. I've seen the term Homo luminous. And we know that today we're Homo sapiens. So the energies coming in are all about helping us ascend. They're changing our physical body and allowing more light to come in. And this light coming in is making our physical body less dense. Again, it's happening to everyone on Earth, whether they're awake or not, whether they know what's happening. This light energy that's coming in is affecting every person that's embodied at this time. And again, the ascension is just about humanity moving to the next level, moving to a place of love, where everyone is love, and we move away from the distractions of life and the duality of life, and we just become love, and we work together. There were civilizations that everyone was taken care of, and there was no hierarchy. Today, many people are forgotten. Those with the most wealth are the ones that are at the top, and as we move higher in these planes, we move through the fifth, the fourth and fifth and sixth, and into the seventh earth plane, there won't be wealth. There won't be hierarchy. There won't be one person better than another, because everyone will know that we're all one, that we're all connected. So that's what this ascension means. That's what the energies coming in are doing for us right now. And so Morgan, you've had connection with Kuan Yin and Shiva, and that's great. I love working with Kuan Yin. You know, the energies of Kuan Yin is, for me, is about that love and compassion. And in the beginning, you know, I couldn't see them. I couldn't hear them. I could sense a different energy in the room, and that was about it. Then one day I started to see, and then I began to hear. And, you know, now when I speak their names, they're all around us. And as we learn, as we continue to communicate with them, we learn to use our third eye, communicate with our heart, and bring this energy in. It becomes easier to make that connection and to see them and to hear them and to hear the information they've got to give us. Excuse me. And I would say that, you know, whatever feels right to you when connecting, you know, you want to go with your intuition. And again, for me, everything that I do when it comes to my healing work, working with crystals, I let my intuition guide me. I've many times you have a book and it says, okay, we're going to do this and this and this and this, and that's okay. It's a great way to get started. When you can step back, center your attention, center your thoughts in your heart, and allow them to come in and connect with them through that heart space, many things open up for us. And it's okay if you have some trouble with differentiating between angels and ascended masters. Their energies are very much alike. And one thing that we'll learn about when we talk about the 7 rays for 7 days is not only is there an ascended master associated to each ray, but there's also an archangel. So sometimes if you feel, let's use the throat chakra as the for example. El Moria, and the throat chakra is the first ray. It's blue. And El Moria is the ascended master, the Chohan of the first ray. And Archangel Michael is also the throat chakra. So when you're working and you feel those energies come in, you might be feeling the blue ray energy come in, the blue flame. And that could be El Moria, or it could be Michael. So you don't necessarily have to pull it apart and know exactly who it is. When you learn to feel the energy of the rays, and you know which ascended masters and which archangels work on those rays, it's a good way to start to learn and to become familiar with each of the different ascended masters and archangels then. Absolutely, Shelley. You know, we're all looking forward to that day when we're all equal in love, and it's. Yeah, I look around, and last week I spoke about the things that take us away from love, and I spoke about sports and you know, some very simple things that as humans we're programmed to every day connect with. You wake up, some people check the newspaper. The newspaper takes us away from love. There's not a lot written in the newspaper that that says, "Hey, this is love." Um, you go to the sports section, which team won, which team lost, takes us away from love. So absolutely, when that day, and it's coming. Um, I had a conversation a few days ago that, and I don't pay a lot of attention to sports anymore. Um, but someone told me that the baseball stadiums, the football stadiums, the racetracks, they're not as full as they used to be. Less people going. Now that doesn't mean less people are watching, just less people going. Um, so the energy is beginning to shift um, away from the imprints that we were given when we were born. Yep, Morgan. The 7 rays for 7 days is going to be fun. We're gonna put a lot out there. There's going to be some printed material. Like I said, we're going to put some pre-recorded meditations. You guys can download those and continue to work with them. In those meditations, we're going to be connecting with the energy rays and with the ascended masters of those energy rays. And some of them will talk about some of the archangels. Um, Shelley, you're welcome. Yep, Morgan. I allow a lot of different angels and ascended masters to come in. One thing that I would say there is invite them in and allow them to come in, but only if they've been through the light. Um, you want to make sure that you're working with beings of light. And it's just as simple as saying, if you haven't been through the light, we can't play together. And it is really that simple. Um, they can't come in if you tell them they're not welcome and if they haven't been through the light. And Barb, yeah, TV is worse. There's a lot that takes us away from love on TV. And I do still enjoy watching some TV shows that I'm pretty certain take people away from love. But that's part of being human at this point. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up for this evening. But again, I want to thank everybody for coming, and I'm excited about this 7 rays for 7 days. It's something that last night, I was thinking about things that I could teach, and again, I teach this the paths of the masters. It's 8 or 9 weeks, and a couple hours. This 7 rays for 7 days is a very good way for me to introduce everyone to the ascended masters, to the 7 energy rays, and just in a way that it doesn't cost anybody anything. We're just going to connect. We're going to enjoy it. We're gonna learn from the ascended masters, from the archangels. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. Sandra, yes, it's going to begin on Sunday. Again, a lot of it's going to be, there's going to be handouts. There's going to be pre-recorded messages. We are going to do some lives. So if you miss it, we can you'll be able to watch it later then. Yep, Robert. For me, I try not to set too many intentions with a healing session, and asking for the help from the guides, from the archangels, from the ascended masters. You know, it's always a good way to keep from having an attachment to the outcome. You know, if you set an intention for healing when you're working with someone, a lot of times then there becomes an attachment to an outcome. So if the healing is for their highest and holiest good, and you're inviting the angels in to help work with that, you know, you're just the conduit at that point. At that point, the energy's flowing through you and into that person, and that's what being a healer is about. You know, allowing the energy to flow through you, and for the highest and holiest good of the person that you're working with. Shelley, yes, everything will be recorded, and you'll be able to watch the replays, and everything will be available. And if something's not, you know, we'll make it available. So, okay, everybody. Again, thank you, and I guess the next time that we're going to speak will be Sunday with the day 1 for the 7 days of 7 rays. So, blessings, and thank you, and be love.